Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Yulia and for the past 13 years I've been working as a makeup artist and hairstylist, and here I'm sharing what I've learned throughout the years of my career. In today's video, I'm going to show you how I created this beautiful soft smoky cranberry look on my friend and a model of today's video, Sophia. If you enjoyed this format of videos, please let me know in the comments down below and give me some feedback. I will really appreciate it, and I will make more videos like these for you if you do enjoy it. So without further ado, please sit back, relax, and enjoy today's video. I love Sophia's bubbly personality. She was so excited to film this video, and so was I, and I still am. So I'm starting this makeup look by prepping her skin, and I'm cleansing the skin with these Medicube 04 pads. They take away the excess shine as well as excess oils or any rough patches if you have on your skin. And then I'm applying some of the Laneige lip balm just because I like to prep my lips in the very beginning of the makeup application every single time. And after that, I'm calming the skin with Centella Ampoule. This is great if you have rosacea or any redness, it will calm you down. And applying some face cream. This one is not too thick or oily because I don't want the excess shine again on her skin. This makeup look is all about the eyes. I'm applying two of my favorite foundations at the moment, Estee Lauder and Blur Skin by Huda Beauty. They both blur out the skin perfectly, and I'm just mixing, as you can tell, and they give a perfect amount of coverage without being too cakey or too heavy on the skin, I would say. I will start by applying foundation in downwards motions because everyone has this peach fuzz on their face, and by applying it with downward motion, what we do is actually we stick this peach fuzz to the face, to the skin. But if you're doing dermaplaning, this doesn't make sense to you, that's okay. You can apply it however you want to, but usually people have this peach fuzz on their face. And I'm just going and blending and applying wherever I need it and blending more and more and more until I'm actually happy with the result. After that, I'm just taking a smaller brush and blending where it needs to be blended or applying where it needs to be applied. So it's around the nose, around the mouth, and usually around the eye area because the bigger brush doesn't get into those smaller parts of the face. To conceal Sophia's under eye area and the area around her eyes, I'm going to take the Haus Labs concealer and apply it with a fluffy brush as well. As you can see, Sophia has quite a little bit of discoloration around her eyes, which actually is not bad. I would say it is beneficial, especially if you don't want to use any eyeshadows on your eyes. You can just go ahead and apply some concealer around the eye area and not on the eyes directly. That way you're gonna have this natural eyeshadow look without even having any eyeshadows on your eyes. And I just light up the areas that I need to light up, adding additional concealer where it's needed. But usually I'm working in a quite thin layers, and I can always add a little bit more as I go if I can see that something needs to be added. I rather add later than have too much product on the skin. And if the skin is moisturized before makeup, which is essential for any makeup look, it already has a lot of product in and it will not absorb more. It will start giving out more and more. So this is the part that you should always remember, that too much product is not always good. Even for the full glam look, it's not always good. I try to stay more thin on the foundation and on the concealer. Next up, I'm just brushing out the eyebrows with this Maybelline gel. I really like it. I think it's fabulous For now, I think it's one of my favorite ones. And then I'm going to bronze up her face just lightly. Again, I don't want to overpower her too much with bronzer. At that point, I wasn't sure if I'm gonna go full on glam or I'm just gonna go and make it a little bit more natural. But you're gonna see that I'm gonna add a little bit more in the end of this video. Because Sophia is quite pale, I don't want her to look orange, or I don't want her to look very unnatural on her face, on her skin. So I'm adding just a little bit on the perimeter of her face, on her cheeks, a little bit on the sides of the nose, as well as on the tip of the nose, and a little bit on her cheeks. And I'm just lightly contouring her nose, because I don't think she needs any contour, heavy contour at all. I think she's pretty as she is. I will also apply this bronzer around her mouth, around her lips, just to add a little bit of depth and definition on the top lip as well as on the bottom lip. This gives the visual symmetry to the face, and also it brings the lips a little bit closer to the nose visually, as well as it gives this kind of depth to the lip contour without being overly dramatic. She said that she has the same blush and she wears it and she likes it, so I decided that this is perfect time and perfect place for this blush. Later I'm going to apply powder products on top of all of the creams that we use. Next up, I'm just powdering with the Huda Beauty Easy Bake powder in the color, I think, Cherry Blossom. And next I'm taking a powder product, as I said, and I'm just mixing blush with a little bit of highlighter. It's a very light highlighter. As you can see, Sophia is already enjoying herself, and I'm applying a very light blush onto her face. Very light, meaning not too much, but to just set the blush that we applied previously and not to overpower her face again. I'm just priming her lids before applying any other product. And then I'm taking this deep brown pencil, eye pencil, and applying it along the lash line. I'm going to diffuse it quite a bit, so I'm not really focusing on a precision or perfection, because this is just depth for the lash line. And with this eye shape, with the deep set eyes, you want all of your depth and all of the darkness be next to the lash line, not the opposite. For example, if you have a hooded eye, you want to keep your depth basically on the crease where you create the crease, or on the outside corner where you elongate the eye or lift the eye. This eye shape particularly, which I'm very excited that we have this particular eye shape because it's not very often to see it. You can see that the higher I get to the eyebrow, the lighter the color gets. That way, we don't put the eyes even deeper. We don't put the shadow in the crease, so we don't make them even deeper. This time, I'm going to apply Inglot Gel Liner, which is one of my favorite eyeliners ever in this form. And right now, I'm just mapping out my future liner. So this is basically like a map out of the future liner. I just need the outside corner and the inside corner to know where I'm gonna put all of the glitter, and then I'm just applying the inner corner. Very beautiful, very gorgeous, Sophia. Good job. Thank you for being my model. She told me she never puts the shadows or anything on her lower lash line because she's afraid that her eyes will just sink in her face, which is true. If you apply too much of depth on the deep set eyes, they can go quite sunken and you're gonna look a little bit tired, or the eyes will just drown basically in your face. They're gonna be invisible. But if you go with lighter colors, and especially if you take something pearly or something shimmery on the lower lash line, and if you're gonna put anything kind of pearly or shimmery on the middle section of your eye, it's actually gonna bring out your eyes more. This is such a beautiful moment. These eyeshadows are so affordable, but they're so pretty. The glitter is multi-dimensional and it just sparkles gorgeous in the artificial light or in a dim light. It's just like rose quartz. I don't know how to actually explain it to you. I'm applying more of the same light brown bronzy liner on her waterline just to accentuate the color and just to bring out the olive tones of her eyes. It just makes everything tied in together. And next up, I'm just applying a little bit of bronzy eyeshadow onto her lower lash line, as well as I'm dragging a little bit of this pinky color to the midsection of her eyes, just to tie everything together and to bring all the tones, red tones, and I love Sophia, and red tones together. As you can see, it's all very coherent. All the shadows, all the midtones are playing very well together. Now I'm applying the same gel liner and just going to perfect the outside corner and a little bit of the inside corner. I'm not really focusing on the middle part again, just because I don't need it to be very harsh or, you know, very sharp. I want it to be softer. And now I'm just applying a little bit onto her eyebrows, this brow powder duo. The eyebrows are not the star of this show. She has a beautiful shape to her eyebrows already, and I'm just filling the gaps or some sparse areas in her eyebrows. We don't want too much contrast and too many accents on her face. Yeah, I was looking for a word. Give us the face, Sophia. Gorgeous. I'm taking a disposable mascara applicator and applying a black mascara. Sophia has very long and thick lashes. We will not apply any of the artificial lashes, any lash extensions, or however you call it, just because she already has beautiful lashes by herself. And to tie the bottom bronzy colors, I decided to go with a brown mascara instead of black one. So on top we have a black mascara, and on the bottom I decided to go with deep brown. You cannot really tell that it's brown probably. I don't know if you can tell me. It is brown, so the colors are playing really well together. I'm applying a light bronzer to her face just to set the cream bronzer that we applied previously. And then I'm applying a little bit of Charlotte Tilbury onto her face. And then on top of her blush, I'm using the blush topper from Dior. For the lips, actually, I would say that I took a wrong lip liner because in person, it looked a little bit more neutral than it looks on camera. So for the reference, yes, it happens sometimes. And because the viewfinder is small, I couldn't really see that it reads so peachy and so pinky at the same time. My idea was to take a more of a neutral toned lip color, but it is what it is now. I'm still happy about this look. I think it looks gorgeous on her, and yeah, just to let you know that it's not always that what you can see in real life with your eyes is going to look the same on camera or when you take pictures, basically, or in your phone even. Sometimes the colors are just changing and they lean in more neutral, or they lean in completely different tone that you see in real life. So I'm just perfecting her lip line. As you can see, I overlined just a tiny bit on the top of her lip, just to bring the top lip closer to the nose and to balance out the whole face together. If you want your lips to have more of a sharp contour or more of a clean contour, you can always use a small flat brush with a little bit of concealer or the foundation that you used before, if it's not too liquidy, and just clean up the edges of your lips. Especially if you go with darker colors or brighter colors and you want this kind of editorial lip, this is beautiful thing to do right after you apply your colors. So I'm not going to touch the perimeter of the lips. I'm just going to do mid part, make the color deeper in the inside. And next up, I'm just going to apply some of the lip gloss because this whole look just ties in together with the glossy lip. Glossy and juicy look. I think it's very beautiful and I really enjoyed it. I'm adding a little bit onto her neck and onto her chest, this body oil with a mix of a little bit of foundation, and we are done. Sophia is very beautiful. This is your perfect fall winter look with a bit of shimmer, the eyeliner, and just gorgeous. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video. Mwah! Bye!